Hello, everyone, and welcome to Buy Bags. I'll be your reviewer for today. I'm Lonnie from Horror Heaven77. Before I get started with the video, I just have a couple of things I wanted to say. First of all, 400 weeks. Body Bag's been around for 400 weeks. That's a long time. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for making me feel welcome, making me a part of this. It is an honor. I really enjoy collaborating with everybody on the channel. Um, I'm just I'm really stoked, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that, when I took time off a while back, I was glad that I was asked, to come back, that I was actually wanted back. And so I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for embracing me and keeping me part of this. Um, so anyway, there's that out of the way. The other thing I wanted to say is I want to thank all of you for the wonderful comments that you left on last week's video, the Carrie video. And on behalf of Grace, she wants to thank you all too. She appreciates all the support, and that being her first time, she ever did a movie review, and her first time on Body Bags. And um, I know you guys might be wondering, well, she's thankful. Where is she? Well, she will be back. Okay. It's just unfortunately life situations, things like that. So she had to work tonight, so she wasn't able to collaborate with me on this video. But she will be back. Don't worry about it. We have other videos planned together, and I'm getting her to watch other stuff too. So hopefully we could do more videos, more collaborations in the future. So yeah, look forward to that. So anyway, let's go ahead and we'll get started. So this week, 400 week or week number 400, celebration week, and it's celebrations. And yeah, a lot of partying, a lot of celebrating and everything. But, sometimes, when the party's about ready to die down, because here it is, it's Friday now. So the party's getting ready to die down. But you know what? Sometimes you luck out and there is an after party. So the celebration doesn't have to stop fully just yet. So, and that's, brings me to the movie that I'm reviewing today. This is a 2019 horror comedy, and the movie is called After Party. Now, this movie, I mean, obviously, I think you could tell just by looking at the cover, it's a slasher movie. Yeah, I think that gives away right off the bat. So you pretty much know what you're going to be getting with this movie. Um, Overall, this movie, I got to be honest, if it wasn't for the third act, I probably wouldn't really rate this movie very high. Um, the beginning of the movie, the first 20 minutes or so, really is kind of a slog to get through. The premise of the movie is very simple. Okay, let's say you host a party and you get like some of the biggest social media influencers out there. Let's say like you were going to have a party and you invited, I don't know, Shane Dawson, Jake Paul, Tana Mojo, Gabby Hanna, Onision. All these social media influencers that mostly just tend to get into a lot of um, they tend to get into a lot of controversy and just kind of tend to get on everybody's nerves. And you invite them all to a house party, and you have a mass killer going around killing them all one by one. And that's pretty much the movie in a nutshell. It's not a very complicated movie to understand. Uh, yeah. But the movie does have a social commentary on media influencers and how so many of them tend to be self-absorbed, and a lot of them are fake. A lot of them, they don't practice what they preach, and that's one of the reasons why they end up getting picked off in this movie. You have, you got the different kind of social media influencers. You got like the white guy who wants to be a rapper. You got the one girl who, all she does is, she's walking around wearing a leather skirt, but she's going around criticizing everybody because she's a vegan, and everybody needs to be vegan too, just like her. Um, you have the, really like, just really vapid social influencer who is so up her own ass that, she does it. Um, like she just is completely unaware of what's going on around. All she's focused on is herself. And what else? You have the one guy who's a model. You have the one homosexual media influencer and things like that. And basically like the people who are pretty much like you hear about on YouTube, social media influencers who go on and preach and talk down on everybody and telling everybody how to live their lives and basically to be more like them, and it doesn't matter because they're still going to look down on you and think you're pathetic because you're not like them. And as far as they're concerned, they're as much of a, even though like they don't really have a huge following or anything like that, they're not Tom Hanks or they're not Meryl Streep or anything like that. But in their own minds, they think that they are, you know. And so, they get brought up to this house and they're all complaining because, they're waiting for drugs. They're waiting for, a drug dealer named Shark who's, he's the guy in LA who's got the best stuff in town. Anytime you want, the best drugs, Shark's the guy to go to and all this stuff. So everybody's complaining about, um, everybody's complaining because they can't get drugs and all this stuff. You got like, these guy influencers trying to hit on the women influencers. You got like one woman influencer uh, named Sky, and her deal. Of course, she's got to be like she's the one who's got to have she's got to have an insult for everybody, and that character is actually played by the co-screenwriter. Where's her name? Simona Shyne. Sorry, Simona Shyne, and so, so the first, yeah, I would say about like the first 20 minutes or so of the movie really is kind of hard to get through because these characters, there's really not one of them that's sympathetic. There's not really one of them that really has any kind of, good character development. They don't really progress as the story goes. Yeah, one or two that maybe you can kind of start to sympathize with, but even still, it's just not enough. It's not enough to care for a lot of these characters. And basically, as the story goes on, they're very much just, lambs to the slaughter. And that's all they are, pretty much. So, so yeah. So after 20 minutes of dealing with these people and seeing what they're like and everything else, and they do, and this movie does try to be meta, similar to Scream, and that it tries to work in the idea that that they're aware, that they're like somehow aware that they're living a horror movie and that they're going to be killed and all this other kind of stuff. It tries to work the social commentary into it as well. um, and then there is a little bit of preaching in the movie talking about how um, they're not, that like these people, they think that they're rappers, or they think that they're going to be famous, or you see their true colors come out when the stuff starts to hit the fan. You start to see how like they're so willing to turn on each other because they're just so focused on themselves, and all they care about is getting their own deal and getting their views and getting their channels and getting their Instagrams and all this other kind of stuff. And and just after a while it gets so tedious. I mean, you do get a little bit of softcore girl on girl action, and pretty softcore. You do get some you do get a topless shot. So I mean, you got a little bit of something to kind of get you through it. But even still, the first 20 minutes are really hard. I'm pretty much going to guarantee you right now, when you're watching this movie, you are going to be itching to grab that remote just to get to it, just start seeing the killer do his thing. And then ultimately the killer does appear, and you see the killer has the smiley face mask on. And the one thing that really bothers me is the real name actor in the movie is the late great Tommy Tiny Lister Jr. And if you don't know who that is, okay. He was Debo in the Friday movies, Friday and Next Friday. You've seen The Dark Knight. He was the big, scary, intimidating prisoner on the boat that went to the guards. Give it to me. I'd do what you should have done a long time ago. And when he finally gives him the remote for the dynamite and everything, he turns around, throws it out the window. Oh my God, he was in Jackie Brown. He's been in so much, and unfortunately, he's no longer with us. And rest in peace, Tommy Lister. You will be missed. But yeah, and I think that's really the sad part of, really kind of a tragic part about this movie, is that he plays the killer. you know, and unfortunately, it's like you don't see his face. As the movie goes on, you don't see his face. It's really a shame to sit there and know that there is a real known actor in the movie, and you can't see his face. But there are a couple of surprises. There's a fun little cameo by Danny Trejo. So you do have some real name talent in the movie. You got Tommy Lister. You got, Danny Trejo makes a cameo appearance in this, and so Danny Trejo. It's always fun to see him in a movie. I don't care what it is. It's always fun to see Danny. But yeah, so but I would say when the killing starts, okay, yeah, they all start getting picked off one by one, and it's just kind of the common, not really anything too innovative as far as like the kill scenes are concerned. You see people getting their throats slit. You see people, there is one. That involves a garbage disposal. That's kind of gruesome, but really it's a lot of just stabbing and strangling and things like that. Um, throat slitting, things like that. So I mean, not anything too super creative or not anything that's really gonna wow you or anything like that. But just kind of your basic slasher movie kills. Um, let's see, what else am I? I know I'm forgetting something here, but yeah. But once it gets to the third act is really where the movie pays off, and and for me personally, I feel like the movie does actually, the movie really does redeem itself in the third act. You get, you get some fun information. You get, um, yeah. And by then, you pretty much like all the really, horrible, annoying characters are killed off by then. So I hate to say it, but it's like yeah. So, but anyway, I would definitely say yeah, go ahead and give it a shot. But I'm going to be honest with you, it's really not it's not the best slasher movie in the world, but I would say the third act is definitely worth the wait. If you watch it, the third act is worth it. You do get some decent performances from some of the actors and actresses. Um, I will say though, it's like they are very committed to playing the most irritating, annoying, douchiest social media influencers you've ever seen in your life, and you start to wonder, it's like you know, when you try to look up the cast list, you're like, is this how they really are in real life? Or, did they just get these real, like, social media influencers and just told them to be themselves? Or are these real actors? So you kind of wonder about that. But anyway, though, yeah, I would say go ahead and give it a shot. The third act will definitely, redeem the movie, I think. Just, like I said, just this is a movie, and it only runs about 80 minutes. So, I mean, it goes at a pretty brisk pace. It's just that, like, oh man, it's just that first act, like just dealing with these really annoying characters and stuff is really hard to get through. So, but I think once you get to the point where it starts to pick up and, the killer, comes along and starts doing his thing, then I think, it'll keep you and carry you through, for the rest of the movie. But, yeah, so I would definitely say check it out. Like I said, the fun little cameo by Danny Trejo, that's fun to watch. If nothing else, if you're a fan of Tommy Lister from the Friday movies or Jackie Brown or whatever, Dark Knight, whatever, if you're a fan of him, and you want to support him, especially now that he's passed away, I'd say go ahead and give this movie a watch. Watch After Party, because that's the thing. I don't know. Was this 2019? I don't remember exactly. Was this the last movie that Tommy Lister did before he passed away? I'm not sure. Anyway, but anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So, yeah, because even the after party's got to come to an end. So, but I say, yeah, go ahead and check it out. Just don't expect a slasher movie on the par of, like Friday the 13th or Halloween or My Bloody Valentine or any of that stuff. You're not gonna get it, but still decent enough of a watch, I would say. So, okay, so that's pretty much going to do it. So if anybody took the time to watch this video, I thank you for doing it. I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope everyone enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave it a like. If you haven't already, go and subscribe to the Body Bags channel. There's a different guy every day of the week. Everybody's doing different stuff, doing great things. Yeah, we have label week coming up. We have theme weeks coming up, and and everything else. And again, thank you from me for keeping me around all this time. Thank you for Grace for welcoming her into the Body Bags fold. And so, yeah. So, everybody, Take care. Have a good night, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.